Hey y'all, it's Tiffany, the HCG housewife. I'm going to roll down my window real quick. I'm in my car so I can get some air coming in. Okay. So I can turn off that noise. Okay, Tiffany, HCG housewife, and I'm just going to do a little update on what is going on. I had to park over. I went to Big Lots and Hobby Lobby over there, and I decided to have my lunch and do a vlog while I'm waiting in between things. And so I parked way over here in the parking lot where I'm in a corner. Hopefully nobody will see me talking to myself. I really don't care, but still, you know, it's kind of awkward when you stop and think somebody's watching you. Okay, I took some notes, but then I closed my book. Okay, so the weight situation. Today is March the 19th, 2013, and my weight's holding steady. I'm not doing an HCG round right now, just to give you an update, because the last one I did was in August, so it's been quite a while, but I've been doing low carb, and my weight's holding steady because I do really well during the week, and then either something happens emotionally that throws me off track, or the weekend comes, or this week it was St. Patrick's Day, so we actually had, no, we were supposed to have steak that night. So we were all prepared to still be on our diets, but it wasn't that bad though. I had a sandwich. We went to the St. Patrick's Day parade, and I had a sandwich and some chips. So it's not like I was gorging on things, but then later that night we had, I had a salad from Chipotle, which is totally on a low carb plan if you do it right, but I had chips. So, I mean, I wasn't having a lot of things, but I had enough to cause my weight to go up. So now I'm getting off again what I gained on the weekend. It's a roller coaster, a total roller coaster. So because of that, I'm thinking I'm going to do a round of HCG, because I know I will not cheat on the weekends while doing HCG. And I don't know why, what is the saying about insanity is you keep doing the same thing over and over that's not working. But it did work. HCG did work, especially my first round, and it did work. I mean, I kept off what I lost for the first round and a half. It was those other rounds that I would lose and gain during P3. But since I'm already doing P3 basically, well, a little more stricter P3, unless it's the weekends or if I'm feeling emotionally unstable, I think I can control myself during P3 to keep it off and stabilize, and then see where I go from there. Even if I just lose 23, or let's see what I lose. I think it was like around 30 that I kept off from HCG. So even if I lose 30 pounds and keep it off a year, that's better than gaining 30 pounds, So anyway, I can't decide though. I can't decide if I want to do it or not. So it's not something I'm going to be starting tomorrow or anything like that. So I'm trying to decide. And because since obviously I stopped doing HCG because I was going to do fertility treatments, and my doctor thought it was healthier not to do that if I'm trying to conceive. So that comes to this. It's very sad to me, but what can you do? We stopped the fertility treatments. There's really no sense in doing it. The only option we had left, the only option we had, because we didn't do more rounds of medication, we would have to eventually do more rounds of medication plus in vitro fertilization with ICSI, I really don't know what that stands for, but you can Google it and find all kinds of information. That's like the most severe kind of fertility treatments, with the exception of egg adoption or sperm donation. But because of my issues, and then we found out my husband had minor issues, but because of that, we would have to go with IVF with probably the ICSI. And there's just not, there's not a great it's not a great chance. I mean, I don't think you have an over 50% chance of becoming pregnant. You know, even though they're putting the embryo, even though they're giving the embryo every chance it can have, once they get it into you, without going into detail, of course, once it is in your body, in your uterus or whatever, you know, it's up to you. And anyway, my husband and I just discussed it, and we decided we're not going to do it. You know, if it happened naturally, that would be great, but I just don't think it's going to, and it's like I've accepted it. But, oh, I got to tell you about the doctor. Oh, the fertility doctor that I was so bragging about, Dr. Havemann from Frisco Fertility Center. Yeah, I'm putting you on. Shout out, lady. The woman does not know how to return phone calls. She calls me. Let's see, it would have been it'll be 3 weeks. Well, it's 2 weeks today, 2 or 3 weeks today. I don't remember. It's been a long time. She called me and told me my blood work after I called her, and the nurse had lost the paperwork. Come to find out, the doctor had it, and she ended up calling me after a few days and explained, let me see what, I gotta see what the time is. Okay. Explained my blood work, and I don't even remember all of the details now. Let's see. Oh, they tested my prolactin, my glucose, and my insulin. And the prolactin and glucose was great. There was nothing wrong with that. And then some other things they tested were fine. But my insulin was raised. And that's part of PCOS, as most of us know. And she wanted to put me on metformin. Okay, a doctor has to prescribe metformin. Ignorant doctor. But no, she hasn't called me back for me to get an appointment or to prescribe them, you know, just to call the prescription in. I don't know what her problem is. I mean, I called every day the first week, and then last week I called a few days. This week, screw it. I mean, if she cannot respect me as a patient enough to call me back, I don't need her. Well, I don't need her anyway because I'm not doing the fertility treatment. But still, she doesn't know that. She hasn't even called to ask me how I'm doing, what I decided to do, or anything. And it's just making my blood pressure go up talking about it. So let's just don't talk about that anymore. So still, I haven't got my metformin. Okay, so if I could have talked to the nurse, fine. But no, she said for me to call her back. The receptionist doesn't help. I finally just lost it on the receptionist. And the poor thing, it wasn't her fault. I said, are y'all giving her the messages? Oh, yes, ma'am, we're giving her the messages. I'm sorry she's not calling you back. I was like, well, is she too busy? You know, is she too busy to have patients? Let me know, and we can cut losses. We can cut all our losses and I can go to a different fertility clinic. Oh, no. She can have patients. We have plenty of time for new patients. Well, obviously they don't if they're not going to call me back. You would think another doctor would call me back. You know, whatever. I'm going to talk to my OBGYN because she's the one I've seen the most anyway, and I really like her. Even she's more of a straightforward doctor, you know, and I guess it's my fault for not asking enough questions to her anyway, but she's, it's funny because she's older than me, yet the fertility doctor, I think, was either my age or a little younger, and it was easier to talk to someone your age or younger, especially a doctor, because if they're older, you're like, oh, they're so smart, they're so great. But anyway, I got on the rant and totally forgot. Oh, anyway. So that doctor, I'm putting her on shout out. I already talked all about her, about how she's not very professional in calling me back on my vlog. I'm going to look for ways to do reviews on them next. She's just really pissed me off. Not calling me back. Not even having her nurse call me back or having the receptionist call me back. What? Okay, I said I wasn't going to talk about that anymore. Okay, so the next thing is, I'm in between things because I started a new job. I have just enjoyed being a housewife for over almost 4 years and decided to find a job. Well, actually, I was looking for a job. It's just I didn't find anything that fit just yet. But I did find a job at a preschool, and it's something I've wanted to do. You know, it doesn't make very much money. My husband's the breadwinner, so I'm very fortunate with that. You know, we live very frugally, and every penny that I make, and this is very exciting to me, every penny I make is going into our savings, so we can adopt. We have decided to adopt hopefully a baby. You know, get the pick, hopefully a little girl. Now, if I adopt a little boy, I could never let him see this video, because of course I would love any baby. I don't know, I just always wanted a little girl. But not much to talk about on that yet, because we're in the very first stages. It's very expensive, so I'm going to have to work my little preschool teacher job. Probably, I think we're going to start trying to do the home study and narrowing down an agency if we have to have that, or get our parent profiles up. We're probably going to start doing all that after Christmas next year, because we'll have enough saved up that the home studies in Texas last 6 months, and they're like, some places say that they're like $1,500, some say they're up to $3,000, so even $1,500 is a lot. So it's not something that we could, or we would want to do every 6 months. So we're probably going to get the home study done after Christmas and be ready with enough cash that if we were placed, we would be able to not have to get into our savings too much to bring our baby home. And it sounds so cold when you speak about it with money, but every professional down the line of your journey charges something, so it is what it is. But we're looking forward to the process. I'm sure it's going to be a roller coaster, but a good thing that is just like a blessing is yesterday we basically found a lawyer to help, and it's a family friend that I've known forever. She's a good friend of my aunt's, and it's like anytime we need legal advice, she's who we go to. Usually it's through an email from my aunt to her, because she gets back to her really fast. And she says she hasn't done adoptions in quite a while, but I'm going to check my time. I'm getting on 12 minutes. I need to cut this short. I'll do a lot more vlogs about our adoption process and let you know if excuse me, I'm talking too fast, so I lost my breath there. I'll let you know, of course, if I do an HCG round. But I'm looking forward to it, the HCG round, if I do it. I just can't decide. I've got plenty of the homeopathic HCG, so it's not going to be an issue of having the product or not. Okay, I have so much more to say, but like I said, I'm going on 14 minutes now, and I hope this uploads. Okay, bye-bye.